Does it take like a memory card?
I always do the same thing when I warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep breaths.
Yeah, because like
I feel like if I do that right now, I'll pass out.
Yeah. Like every time I start recording,
Yeah.
I'm just like I guess just listening into like my own voice, especially because I'm listening with like headphones. I'm like,
Right.
like I need to like make sure I catch my breath and hear it correctly, because it's like as I go through, I'm like talking and then I'm like, and I just feel like I'm breathing too heavy. It's a fucking nightmare, dude.
Talk about something I never thought about when recording. Like now I'm like super conscious of it. I'm like turning my head on the microphone for breathing.
That's the thing. No one ever does that. Everyone's always just like,
yeah, it kind of fucks me up.
shit. Yeah, fucks me up too, because I'm listening. I'm like, fuck,
It's
dude.
a little too intimate for me, man.
Yeah,
No.
I hate it. Okay, let me do the intro.
Yeah, do your thing.
Well, I need to remember how to do it. I know. I know. Blackout. Okay. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm trying to. Full disclosure. Me and whoever our guest is on our show, I guess we're gonna find out in a minute. We're both wasted. Hello, and welcome to At All Hours. I'm your host, Greg Ramirez, and today I have on a guest who is a human being as far as I'm concerned. Go on.
Shit, dude.
Today's guest is Noel, my friend Noel. My friend Noel, he's my friend, and his name's Noel.
I'm Noel.
You guys know him from things such as...
I don't know. I'm not really I'm not really anybody really. Just a friend, you know.
Noel and I did Sunset Hotel together.
We did Sunset, yeah.
That was dude, I loved doing the Sunset Hotel. I talked to Tony about that. She called us gay. But it was, I told her about the when we were recording, because we used to record like in the backyard, the crack house. So we'd record, we'd set everything up. We had like a whole fucking set. That thing was so sick. Like we had a whole set for for a hotel.
That's all decayed in the backyard.
Yeah, it's become part of the backyard too. But we used to record in the backyard and do like full podcasts. Those are still up like on YouTube on Flamingo Pink's channel. But like we would do that and then just talk for however long. But I was telling her about or like not even an episode, but it was just a clip that I had of you recording, and then it was like we picked up like voices.
Oh my god, that recently came up with the conversation with my one of my coworkers too, where she was like, I woke up and there was a brand new recording on my phone, and it was just like tapping on her phone.
Ugh.
And I was like, that's crazy. I recorded something crazy at my house a while back, and I showed her the thing. Or I tried to show her the thing, and I couldn't find it.
Ugh.
I don't know where that recording went. It was on this phone, and I don't know where that recording went.
It might be, I might have it somewhere in my like online files, like Google Drive or something, some shit like that. But yeah, that came up, and I was like trying to tell her, I was like, it's like some crazy. I also tried to describe it to her. I was like, it's like, you know, when you record over like a VHS tape, and it shows like some of the old like footage that was recorded over, and then the new footage. Something that you would understand. And then when I described it to her, she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm 24. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, all right, cool. I guess I'll go fuck myself. But, yeah. You might know Noel from such hits as episode 2 of the Sunset Hotel and episode 4 of the Sunset Hotel.
Yeah. Which episode was the one we filmed in the desert?
I actually don't know.
Damn.
I don't even remember. You know, it's I hate that so much, dude. That makes me so upset because the visuals for that episode, which like all you guys can listen to that episode or go like watch the episode, because that's the thing. At all hours, everyone always bitches at me. They're like, "When are you gonna do video?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "You want to edit it?
Yeah.
You fucking edit it then."
It's
It's not that
It's
easy.
crazy how like no one edited.
Yeah. So it's like editing a video is it's just way more work. But whereas this, you just put out audio and then you put it out.
I think I have like an episode or two of Sunset that never came out finished on my computer.
Could be. Yeah. There's actually a whole I don't know if you remember. There's a whole Halloween special of.
Oh shit! That's right.
There's a whole Halloween special of Quality Check that exists fully, entirely. It's just not edited because I never finished it because I gave up on like making YouTube videos. I'll put that out eventually.
Put the raw footage up of just like the entire recordings through and through.
I could. I feel like the
0 edits and it's just us bullshitting behind it.
It's the thing is too. So many people like are like, oh, it's not that much editing, but it's like it's so produced because like you trim out so much stuff. It's like a lot of it is funny, but it's more just like you're doing these you adding in the edits is one thing, but it's also like when you watch it completely unedited, it's being filmed as a video, like a YouTube video. It's not like we're streaming it where you're constantly just kind of doing stuff.
Right.
You're doing stuff where you're like prepping things.
Yeah.
So like the raw footage is not as entertaining.
No, definitely not.
But
what if how about this? We upload the raw footage with no edits when it comes to cutting, but all edits when it comes to adding to the video.
I think we should upload all the raw footage and then let anyone else edit it.
Cool,
and then they'll compete to see who makes the best video. And no one's going to do it.
Yeah, because there's no prize.
I'm going to win and then be like, this is your guys' prize. So that'll probably go out eventually at some point. Because I have all the footage. I also have to transfer it from like my old laptop to like my new laptop. So it's just going to be a whole fucking thing. But yeah, like doing all the editing for like videos and stuff, it's like it's one thing and it's fun. I love like video editing. It's so much fun, and it's so much fun to like play with different stuff and like add shit in, but it's just so much easier to just be able to put out just audio every week. But now who cares? And now I'm just sitting with like friends and being able to talk and bullshit and shit. And it's way better. I think it's just like, it also helps like just being able to like consistently put stuff out. But you might know Noel from this episode of the Sunset Hotel. But that's the thing. Like going back to that episode where we went to fucking Las Vegas to go during Halloween to go shoot an episode of this podcast, which is still up. It's on the Flamingo Pink channel. And we dressed up as Hunter and Gonzo from Fear and Loathing. And, like our costumes looked awesome. We both looked so awesome. Like the screenshots from the episode are dope. But like we didn't, because we recorded everything on our phones. Now I have like professional microphones, like really like actual legitimate professional microphones. I have a professional like recording setup, like, you know, mobile setup,
right?
But professional microphones with like wind blockers and things like that. So it's not like like it's way different. We also used to shoot all of Hotel outside, which was fine in our backyard because it's like whatever, it's just in our backyard. But we went to the desert during like fall. Yeah. And when we went out, it was completely like dust storm windy.
It was during like a windstorm that was happening. There was a whole like weather event.
It was insane. It like the shot was so surreal. It's so awesome to look back at that and have like pictures of that, because our costumes were super good, and then the time that we spent there was super fun, but it was like so much of the audio was just blown out that it's like it was just like the worst episode,
Yeah.
the worst audio episode.
It's unfortunately that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's a podcast. It was like the worst episode we did, but visually it was incredible to look at. But it's like you're not gonna look at two dudes sitting in the desert for an hour. But we also captured it because we were supposed to go during the day, but we went during like right when the sun was setting,
Yeah.
and we went where we started and it was like bright, and then by the time we finished it was like pitch black.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the ending, the whole ending part of the video, like you can't see almost anything. It's just like almost completely pitch black. Like we
Yeah.
like actually bumped up the like brightness and the exposure on the video, and it's like barely visual still.
Yeah.
It gets dark.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's so yeah, you might know Noel from that episode.
Maybe. The unlistenable episode.
You might know Noel from such hits as the unlistenable, the one unlistenable episode of Sunset Hotel.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not great. But one of the things too, for everyone that's listening out there, Noel and I also hate Las Vegas.
It's facts. I don't ever want to go there.
Yeah. we went out there because we're like we wanted to do a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it was
like,
part of it.
Yeah. It was all themed, and then so we're like, okay, we're going to go out to Vegas and then record as Hunter and Gonzo in Fear and Loathing, and then do the whole thing. And then I did a separate episode of The Drive-By, which is also on the same channel. Where Oscar and I drove around and just kind of shot stuff from Vegas to North Vegas, and it was fun. Like the whole trip was really fun. But like neither of us are like Vegas kind of people. Like Raymond likes going to Vegas. Like
Raymond likes going to Vegas, yeah.
Dude, Raymond loves Vegas. Raymond loves gambling.
Raymond loves like party cities, I think. He likes like bar life. He likes like going out and doing things like that, I think.
Yeah, he also, I think, because he had told me, like, he also really loves gambling. I think that's what it was, because he's like, I don't know why I love Vegas, but he realized, like, I love gambling.
Yeah, I get that. Like, that's how I get him to bet on pigs every time we go to the county fair.
Yeah, like, he really, first of all, Raymond's not hard for you to convince because like he's so firm in his feelings of how he feels about whatever it is, but he's also, if you're like, dude, there's pigs here, like, we can
absolutely, dude,
these pigs are here to fucking race.
Yeah,
let's just consider it, an option. And
yeah.
He's like, okay, Noel, I love you. I love you, Noel.
It cracks me up.
Shout out to Raymond. You might know Raymond from episode 8 of the Sunset Hotel. I'm
No.
going to insert the number. I don't know what the number that was.
I don't know what the number is actually.
When I put on the little Bring It On thing.
Oh, that's right. Breed. I was playing the Top Gun the entire time. Huh?
Yeah. There's an episode. Yeah, I put in the number, or I didn't, and it's just going to be silent. But there's an episode of the Sunset Hotel where Raymond's a guest on, and I have the entire movie Bring It On playing in the corner, which is, there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Which, if you want to know, listen to that episode. I guess if you want to, cares.
Who cares?
But
it'll be in the description below.
Yeah, Raymond is very impressionable, but especially impressionable when it comes to Noel. Telling him to do anything.
He likes gambling, and I do too. So,
when did you guys go gambling ever?
No, like we did like the like prize pick stuff like online for like UFC and stuff like that. We actually did gamble on the pigs at the fair a couple of times, or
That's
one
crazy.
time at least. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And then like we talk about like his like streak he went on with, like, I think it was like, Was it roulette or craps? I was one of the two.
Roulette.
Was it roulette?
Yeah,
I don't think he gets craps, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think he's that cool. Yeah, roulette, because he's like, they're like, you just pick something and then they spin it, and he's like, I could do that.
I think the way he put it was like, they were like, you put chips on something to bet on something, and he's like, black, and he won, and he's like, I know how to play this now.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And it's crazy because he's like not wrong about it, but
absolutely. But he like, I'm sure there's things I can tell him about it.
Yeah,
that he'd be like, what? I could have did that.
Yeah, it's like he understood it, but also didn't like understand it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, you're like, oh well, you put down on this number or this color, and you win money. And he's like, I think I get it, dude. And then he won one time and was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, it's that easy.
He's like, red. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. He's like, I think this time red's gonna win, and then it wins, and he's like, I always knew I'd be good at something, dude. It goes to his head so quick.
Yeah, he's absolutely the type that goes like mad with power real quick, you know?
Yeah. He's definitely a little Joffrey, just kind of like an evil little king. Yeah. It's so awesome going to, like, when we went to it was me, Andy, Raymond, and Erica. We went to Vegas for his birthday. Was it last year, baby? No, it wasn't last year. 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah. 2 years ago we went, and it was, we all like shared like a big room, but it was like a master bedroom and then like a living room area with like a pull-out bed. That's where me and like Andy stayed. It was like a really nice apartment, basically, that we stayed at. And when we went, I remember Raymond's like, I really want to go and I want to gamble. And I was like, that's cool. Like, that, I know that's why you want to come here and you want to be like a gambler when you're here. Like, you want to fucking have fun, go around, burn money, and just like fuck around the whole time, get drunk. And like that, yeah, that's like why we're coming here. Like, why you're not gonna come here and be like, I want to stay in my room. Yeah, like I want to be a fucking like this kind of person when I'm here. Right. And it's like when we went, the whole time I was like, I'm gonna be drunk the whole time. I want to be an insane person the whole time because we're gonna be shooting. I'm supposed to be Hunter Thompson. I'm gonna at least be drunk from start to finish. And it was like, when we went for that hotel shoot, it was like I went with Oscar and Andy, and I don't know if I still have the picture now, but I remember when we left, we got to Gorman. Yeah. And we stopped at a McDonald's and I got an orange juice and drank. Oh,
that's right.
I drank just enough of it and I poured in a bottle of champagne and started drinking mimosas at it was like what, 7 a.m. Yeah.
Didn't you say that Oscar was super like impressed that you like measured it perfectly?
Yeah, because I got like a large orange juice at McDonald's and I like looked at it and I took like a big drink, and it was like not a full bottle of champagne. It was like a little like mini bottle of like Prosecco, and I took a big drink of it and I looked at it and I was like, okay, that looks good. And I opened my Prosecco and I poured it in and it measured out exactly to the top. And he's like, I don't know how you do that. And I was like, yeah, you wouldn't, pussy. And started drinking from then till when we got to Vegas. And then once we got there, I started drinking like liquor and then drank for like 24 hours because we got there and we were drinking and hanging out during the day, and then drank for hotel. And then after that, I was like, I need to kill time because we're supposed to do drive-by like late at night. And I went and partied with, Andy went to sleep. You went to sleep. And I just partied with everyone else. I partied with Erica, Raymond, Erica's cousin, Stacy. And we all just like got wasted. And then eventually everyone went back to the hotel. And then I went out with Oscar and then we shot the drive-by and finished at like 6 a.m. So I drank for like 23 hours straight. And I was like, that's going to be like my goal. Yeah. Is to just be like insane while I'm there.
I remember when we were like first talking about like doing that, we had like honestly had considered like doing the briefcase from the
Oh,
movie.
Yeah.
Like at least like trying to figure out like Hunter's like his like one of his like day schedules of like drinking and smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, like we're like, okay, we need to pick up. We need to get acid. We need to get a bunch of like 2 bottles of liquor. We need to get a bunch of weed. We need to get a bunch of like just anything that he
Yeah.
goes through during some fettuccine, some
Fettuccine.
pills.
Yeah,
Like
a full bottle of ether.
yeah, like it's gonna be a rough day, but it's gonna be a good one. So like that's what like when I went, I was like, okay, this is gonna be like my whole thing. Because we're like I don't go to Vegas ever either, and like that was gonna be kind of the reason why I'm going. As like we're gonna be in character, we're shooting the content. That's what I'm gonna do. And then when we went with just Raymond and Erica, it was like Raymond was like, I wanna gamble, and I wanna be like the guy, and I was like, yeah. You should be the
You're
fucking
like, what
guy.
do you mean? You're already the guy.
You're the guy, dude. You're the fucking guy, dude. And so like when we get there, we're like set up in the hotel and stuff, and then everyone gets like dressed up. And it turns out also that Andy and Erica are both wearing like basically the same outfit. Because they're wearing like really tight black like silky dresses and like high heels. They look both of them look super hot, right? And then I'm wearing like a kind of like cheetah print, but it's like blue and pink.
Okay, I know what you're talking
And
about.
it's like a button up, but it's like it's buttoned down, you know, just like short sleeve button up. And I'm wearing like I think like blue like loose fitting pants and whatever Vans. And I'm also like shaved. I think I'm bald. And Raymond's wearing like this like tan like button up. It's like silk button up. Nice ass pants. He's wearing like a gold. He's fucking wearing jewelry and shit. And like when we start walking around, and I'm also like significantly taller than Raymond, and I'm significantly taller than the whole group. Like now, without you being there, I'm the biggest person in the fucking group.
Right.
And now it looks like there's a guy who's obviously like a young Puerto Rican drug dealer with his 2 prostitutes that are walking with him. And his security guard who's like trailing behind them, who's like a mixed martial artist who's like just wearing like loose jewelry and being like, okay, I'm just watching them. Because the whole time I'm like, okay, I need to make sure that Raymond's okay and the girls are okay. Because like I need to take care of everyone else. That's the way my mentality is. Like if anyone walks up to anyone, like what the fuck are you doing? Who are you guys?
I feel like that's usually your mindset.
Yeah, it is. It usually is how like it goes, but it's so much funnier.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because like now Raymond's like this big baller who's like, I want to come to gamble. I got my girls with me right here, and homeboy's watching my back. And at one point he goes up to a table and I was like, do you want to stay here? Like you just stay for a while.
Yeah.
Like stay for like an hour and gamble, just do whatever. And he's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna stay. And I was like, all right. And I just walked around with like, it just looked like I was escorting 2 escorts.
Yeah.
Around Vegas.
Yeah. Real pro.
Yeah. And we just watched white people dance to Bruno Mars covers.
Oh, that's right.
And like finger fucking each other on the dance floor while it was like, like, it's like in like imagine being like walking through a mall and then you go where like there's like a Sbarro or like a Zoomies. And you just see old white women.
Do you remember where it was? Oh God,
diddling each other. I don't know. It's where you remember. Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
You know his older brother. I don't remember what his name is. It was like, hey, Raymond.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know.
He has his own like comedy, not club, but it's like a little strip. It's like a literally like a mall, and you walk through and there's like little shops and there's like a little like restaurant. But I don't even think it's a restaurant. I think it's just a bar. But they do like stand up and play music there. And that night they had like a cover band just playing like pop songs, like radio songs, and it was nothing but like old white people dancing and grinding on each other while like the lights were like fully on. It's like literally like walking through a mall and you look over at like a fucking what is that one Mongolian restaurant? Genghis Khan's or whatever.
Is it called that?
I don't know. That's definitely not what it's called. Whatever. You know what I'm talking
I know
about.
what you're
But
talking
you go to
about. I
like a
don't remember what it's called
Sbarro's or like
either,
a fucking
though.
Miniso and you're like, oh my God, dude, this fucking
With the
Phil
big
Collins is finger fucking Hillary Duff. Or not Hillary Duff, Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Duff. Dude. Shit.
Whatever, dude. It's just weird because they're just like, we're like watching them too. It's like being at the zoo because you're just like, there's like a railing and you're just kind of like looking, like you can walk up the steps to go into the bar and we're like, we're not going in there for sure. But there's like a small cover band playing like Bruno Mars songs and people are like grinding on each other, but they're like 50 or 60 years old and they're just like grinding, like dancing hard on each other. Like the club is dark right now and you're like cheating on your wife or husband of 30 years.
It just, the whole scenario that you're painting out right now doesn't make sense to Bruno Mars songs to me. This is...
I think you're going to say it doesn't make sense to Bruno Mars. Like he's like,
he doesn't get it either,
I can't
dude.
believe that I can't believe people are cheating on their wives.
It just doesn't.
I spit beer all over myself right now.
Sorry,
I
man.
have to get my little, I'm going to dab at my face right now. So yeah, Raymond had a good time.
That's good.
And then after that, we were just like, I was like, you should try to keep, like, it's your birthday. Like, you should drink 1 for 1 with me.
Oh.
And he's like, let's do it. And then he got like halfway through the night, like an hour in, and he's like, he blacked out.
Like everyone gets.
Yeah. Yeah. We got back to the hotel, and he's like, he was hammered already. And I was like, I think because the girls were like not that drunk. And then I was like, I'm going to go to the store then, because I was also not that drunk. And I was like, I'll drive and get more drinks. I was actually not drunk at all. I wasn't drinking at all. That's why I drove.
That was actually his first time drinking.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I'll have one tonight.
Yeah.
I'll go get us some real quick, and then I'll have one.
I was 28 and I had my first beer. And I had
Oh man, shit, dude.
had my first beer
Oh,
in
man.
Vegas. And I was like, well, I'll go to the store real quick and get us like, cause they like the girls wanted like Trulies or like,
Right.
something like that, and
Right.
I was like, I'll be right back. And when we got to the hotel, like Raymond was already like, just being like goblin Raymond, and I was like, okay, I'll be right back. And I went, and I remember it took me like a minute because something at this like gas station down the street. And I got drinks, and then it came back, and like the girls were like, Raymond's asleep. Like Raymond's done. I was like, I was gone for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, he's like he's definitely one of those like give him an inch things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
he's like, y'all here to go get his beers. We're
Yeah.
drunk.
Yeah. He's done. So I got back, and I think the girls told me that when I left, he ran around the hotel for like 10 minutes. The 10 minutes I was gone, he was running around the hotel, and they were like trying to catch him.
Uh-huh.
And then eventually,
Like the entire hotel, or like just
no,
the
like
room?
the room,
Oh,
which was like two rooms, like
Yeah.
a room, like a bedroom, and then like a living room. And he was running back and forth, and he was like hiding from them, and then just jumped into bed and blacked out. So that's how his night. I actually, maybe I'll talk to him next time and see if he made any money that night.
Yeah, I guess I don't know that either.
Yeah, I never got to really get a confirmation on that, but yeah, Vegas, not really my thing.
Yeah. The first time we went to Vegas, I had like my heart set on like, oh, I want to go do like the Stratosphere rides, or like jump off the Stratosphere and pay for that. And we got there and got to like the hotel, and I was like, yeah, I'm good on like traveling anywhere else. Like, if you guys want to go do shit, let's do it. But like, let's keep it to a minimum.
Yeah, like Vegas was never really like my thing. I think it's fun, like if you go with like people who want to like go and party,
Mm-hmm.
it could be fun. But like at the time, I think like when I was like 18, when I went to go see Justice.
Oh, that's right.
It was fun because it was like so beyond like what I could even comprehend, like being like, you know, pretty like still like a teenager essentially, and seeing like Vegas and like this whole party scene, it was way different. But then it was like coming back like years later, it was just kind of like, it's not really like, Vegas isn't really like my thing. But Vegas was like still, I think Vegas kind of grew on me the more I went, just because it was more like it's not always what I think it's going to be, or like what it's portrayed as, which is always like just constant partying.
Yeah.
Because when I went, that like this from where this like story came from, we weren't like so in the middle of everything. Like I always loved being on like I mean, this is obviously something you understand, is like being on the outskirts of kind of everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like that's kind of where our hotel was. Like when you go outside, you could walk like a couple blocks and you're like on the strip, and you're like in the middle of everything. But then you also walk like a block over in the opposite direction, and you're like in these like dingy like hotels that are like on the like you look into the back area of this hotel, and it's literal just like desert for miles and miles.
That's fucking crazy.
And it's yeah, it's pretty weird to be out there, especially like if you're like, I don't know, drunk, or if you're just like smoking and you're like, bro, we're out in the fucking desert right now. It's pretty weird. It's like it reminds me. It's like the whole thing of like playing Fallout.
Right.
It's like the drive to Vegas is more interesting than being in Vegas, because you're like, dude, this is prim. This is in fucking Fallout.
Yeah. It's crazy that like that. I feel like that shouldn't have surprised me that those were real cities, but definitely finding out they were real cities, I was like, whoa, cool.
I can't believe they made a whole city from the game that I played.
Like there's like small cities that I just like, I guess like flew over my radar until I played like New Vegas. And then we like went to Vegas, and I was like, whoa. Well, not like, that's not when I found out, but like
You're like, I can't believe, dude, you're not gonna believe this. They made a whole place. It's called Las Vegas, and I'm pretty sure they based it off of Fallout.
But like I did have to like Google search like these cities before, and then like I did find out like really later into my life that these were real cities. Like, whoa, it's pretty cool. Like I just never
it's crazy. You're like Nevada and Virginia are like real places.
No, that's why I was gonna say, like, I don't know why it like was separate to me for New Vegas, like in general, because like I played Fallout 3, and that's in Boston, or is that Boston?
No, I thought that was Virginia.
No,
it's
Virginia is.
It's in Washington.
Washington, that's right. So that's at Washington.
No. It's in Virginia, because the story takes place in Washington D.C., which is in Virginia.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I knew all of those places existed.
I'm just saying, dude, like I fucking nailed it.
Like I knew all of those places were real places. They have actual like the Washington like monument is part of like the environment you actually explore. So I knew that was real. But then I played Vegas, and I was like, whoa, fucking Prim Baker or whatever the fuck is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weirder because like places like when you play Fallout 3, it's so not near where we live, and it's like they may as well be made up fucking places. But like New Vegas is like, for us, we live in LA, and Vegas is like 4 hours away from us, and there's points in between LA and Vegas, and when you play New Vegas, For all you fucking losers that have never played Fallout New Vegas, because only fucking Chads who play New Vegas. Because only fucking cool ass dudes play fucking Fallout games. When you play, it's like you come across these. It's the same thing as like any video game. You're just kind of like, oh, they're just like made up. You're not thinking about it. You're just like, it's a game. But when you play it and you're like, oh, this is like based on like Vegas and like New Vegas, and Las Vegas, and you were like, it's not that far from where I live. Like I could drive to Vegas, and then you realize all those like small places in between are there, and then when you drive there, you're like, wait, this is the place. Like that gas station that's right across the street from Buffalo Bill's whatever thing.
Yeah.
And then like you're getting gas and you're filling up and you're like, dude, I just killed like 30 people in that building like the other day.
It's wild. I ran up that roller coaster, dude. That's crazy.
There's guys standing up there shooting at me, dude, and like I'm like the sheriff of this town. I don't even know if you guys realize like I'm kind of a big deal around here.
That's fucking crazy.
And that gas station is like they have like I think they sell like donuts and they have like slot machines and shit. As soon as you get into Nevada, they're like, "You want to gamble? Get the fuck in here, pussy." Start there. It's so crazy. Like as soon as you get into, because it was like when we went to Colorado, we drove through Nevada and Vegas. We drove kind of like on the outskirts of Vegas. And that's when I still think about it. I still think about her to this day. 2 for $3. 30-ounce cans of PBR. $3 for 60 ounces of PBR. I don't know how to be more clear about like coming across like the one true love. But it's
was
like,
that in Nevada?
Yes, dude. Because after that we went to Utah.
Oh, I thought it was past Utah.
No.
I thought this was in Wyoming we found those.
No, we went to Utah and that's the thing. I was like, we had weed and we had those tall cans because they're 32-ounce cans.
Yeah.
And they were like fucking big ass cans.
They were like Foster like oil cans.
Yeah, they were big fucking cans of PBR, and they were like literally 2 for $3. And I was like, I love PBR. Like, I'm definitely getting these. And I threw them in the car because we stopped for gas.
Yeah.
And we just drove through. And then when we got to SLC, we're like, dude, this place is awesome. But I was drinking whiskey the whole time.
Yeah.
And then when we pulled off somewhere, we're like, okay, we're like, we weren't even thinking about like, okay, we're running low on food. We're running out of booze and drugs. Like, I don't know if we're gonna make it through this trip. Like. We're going through a dry county right now. I don't think we're gonna make it, dude.
Oh man!
And I remember stopping somewhere and we're like,
we parked at a Taco Bell.
Yeah. And like I remember having the 2 32-ounce like tall cans, and I told you, like, I was like, just drink one. And I think you drank one of the tall cans, or drank both of them, and then we smoked and like we slept at that, which. That Colorado trip's gonna be the Colorado trip is gonna be another story that we have to tell with Oscar.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that whole thing was like we passed through Vegas, and it was just like that like small drive through Vegas was just like it was picking up booze at a super cheap price, and it was like, dude, we're not even stopping in Vegas. We just stopped to get gas, and I was like, I'm gonna go get booze right now, like, because it's already like the evening. And then I was like, there's no way that they're selling fucking 64 ounces of beer for $3.
That's wild.
They sure were.
Because I think it was that same trip where on the way back we bought like 4 6-packs of Zimas too in Las Vegas, right?
I think so, yeah. Because that's when, yeah, that makes sense, because I was living in Whittier.
Yeah.
And that That had to have been the Colorado trip.
It had to have been, yeah.
Because that's also we stopped on the way back. We stopped at. I made you guys stop at in Vegas.
Oh my god, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
I was like, dude, I need to eat White Castle burgers, and it sucked. But TLDR, it sucked. White Castle sucks.
Yeah.
If you want to ever experience like the best White Castle burgers of your life, go to your local Vons and buy a box of frozen White Castle burgers, and they're gonna be as good, if not better, than what you could buy in an actual restaurant.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be a whole lot less like dirty fucking just vile people, because it's like the way, I don't know if there's like an equivalent out here of
White
like
Castle.
Yeah, because every time we went to White Castle, it was just like, well, I guess they're like all party people, just trying to get like, they're already fucked up and they're just trying to get food.
They're trying to get their 26 packs of burgers and just head back to the hotel.
Yeah, so it was like a bunch of just drunk assholes, and just like even when we went during the Halloween like recording, we were in line and it was just like, it was like a long line and the food was just not that great, and the people that worked there were like, what the fuck do you want?
That's right.
It's like I don't think there's like anything that compares to that, like in LA.
I'm trying to think about it. Like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I feel like the way people think that like Del Taco or Burger King is supposed to be, it's not. Try going to a fucking White Castle in Vegas. You want to bitch about shit? Go to fucking White Castle in Vegas, because those motherfuckers. It's like the way it's stereotyped to be like Denny's or Burger King, where they're just like, fuck you, what do you want? You think that's the way it is out here? You go to any Burger King or Denny's, they're like, hey, how can I help you? You go to a White Castle in Vegas, they're like, what do you want, pussy, faggot?
I feel like that's how the whole city acts, honestly.
Yeah, everyone in Vegas just calls you a faggot pretty much the whole time. And then they're like, okay, it's gonna be like $32, and you're like, okay, cool, and then they give it to you and it's already cold. It just sucks. It's the worst. White Castle's the fucking worst food, the worst fast food place ever. So cool. I'm glad we hate it. I'm glad we all collectively hate it. This brings me to what we were talking about. We were talking about this earlier.
What's up?
Vegas. There's old Vegas, and there's what?
New Vegas?
There's New Vegas. Fallout. It brings us back to Fallout. Noel, would you consider yourself a boy liker? I mean a Fallout fan. I get those confused all the time.
Weren't you hyping Fallout fans up earlier? Like not even like fucking 15 minutes ago, dude.
I don't know what you're talking about. So
You were like, anyone who hasn't played Fallout was a fucking chump. You said that, dude.
Dude, I'm editing this episode. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. You sound foolish. So Noel, you like Fallout. You like playing video games. You like playing fantasy bullshit. You like escaping from reality because it's bullshit, right?
You're not lying, dude. You definitely getting somewhere with all this, you know?
Yeah. Fallout.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why one of the only reasons I would actually go back to Vegas is because like I'd get to Vegas and be like, this sucks. But the whole drive in between is awesome. There's like nothing. Like if anyone, I mean, assuming most of the people that listen to this live in LA because they're like friends or family that listen to this so far. They know, if they've been to Vegas, they know the drive.
Right.
It's far, but it's not that far. It's just that there's nothing Literally nothing that
Yeah.
happens. It's like there's a couple like pull offs, and there's like the most interesting parts of the whole thing is
Yeah.
literally just pulling off and being like, oh, thank God, there's just something, anything else.
You gotta stop at the big cupcake in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, yeah.
Or where the fuck that
Or
is.
like that one like little rest stop that you pull off where there's like a bunch of crows and shit, where it's like a little area, like there's like nothing else. It's just there's nothing. It's obviously like a big long stretch of desert. But when you're driving through, it's like it like we said earlier, it's weird to play something like Fallout, and like for obviously the same thing. If anyone's played New Vegas and then also lives in LA,
Yeah.
it's like it's strange to kind of see those parallels when you drive through. You're like, this is the place where I killed all those people, or this is that place that it actually exists. That's one of my favorite things to kind of experience. Like anytime we've gone to Vegas, every single time I come back, I'm like, I'm gonna play Fallout, because I told Andy that every single time. Well, you can't wait for this dumbass trip to be over, so I could just go back home and play Fallout.
Right.
If anyone's never played Fallout, fuck you. For starters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like... So...
Go ahead.
Fallout's awesome.
Yeah.
Fallout's also one of the things that Noel and I bonded over for a long time, I feel. Noel, counterpoint. What have we not bonded over? So
I showed you Fallout 3, right? Like,
I think so.
I'm pretty sure that's... Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I gave you the disc where it had, like, Fable in it, too, and you called Fable gay.
Fable is gay. It's especially because I played Fallout. I was like, this is like changing my life, and then I played Fable. I was like, this is gay. This sucks, dude. I have to fucking. It's like playing Fallout, but I'm way more limited, and it's like I'm like a fucking. It's like I'm Frodo, dude. I'm gonna play fucking gay Fallout, dude. Gay fairy Fallout? No thanks. But yeah, it's like Fallout. Definitely changed my life. And yeah, I it's so weird. It's hard to like chalk up things to like what I remember, because if you tell me, you're like, oh, I showed you Fallout, I'm like, okay, because I don't remember, just because it's been so long. Like we've been friends for so long, but like it's so part of like my life and part of like our like collective lives. Like it's
Right.
something that we both reference all the time.
Right.
And it's also something that within our friend group, not everyone, even with our like immediate friend group, not everyone plays Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that you and I like share pretty closely. But this is something that I've been seeing with like Andy and I just watched a video about a review, because like the Fallout show came out on Amazon, and it was like people are pretty I feel like it was awesome. I enjoyed it a lot. I feel like a lot of Fallout fans enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's one of those things where like everyone enjoyed it, but there's going to be so many people who are critical of it.
Yeah.
And it's just like you guys just don't want to have fun.
That's 100% what it is. Yeah.
Like that's what I felt.
It's one of those unfortunate things where just someone always has to hate the thing you like. Every single time you like something, there's 100% something someone's gonna dislike it, and they're gonna be really, really critical about it.
Sounds gay.
That was a pretty cool show.
Yeah, the show's awesome. But we watched a review of it, and or like someone talking about it, and it was like a kid who was like 18 or 19, and he was like reviewing it, and I was like, well, I already don't take you seriously. And he's like talking about it, and he's like, oh, I'm a Fallout fan and this and that, and I'm gay or whatever. I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention, but it was just like describing the characters of the show as being the descriptions of a character as you build it when you would start the game.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I get what you mean.
So, like, the main, I don't remember anyone's names from the show, but it's like a character being like, oh, this character is like a high charisma build.
Mm-hmm.
This character's a, high endurance build.
Right.
And from 3 in New Vegas, which is, I don't know, I'm not on my fucking high horse because there's 3 levels of Fallout fans, which is people who are who are 4 and onward, which is they got into 4, Fallout 76, the show. They're new fans.
Yeah.
Right? They enjoy everything. They're living happy-go-lucky. They're not bitter about anything. They respect their elders, but they don't understand them. Then there's people like us who played 3 in New Vegas, and they're like, these are the best ones. And we dabbled. Or like for me, I dabbled in 4 and 76.
I really fucked with 4. 4 was fun.
Yeah. Like you have nothing but good. You've wanted me to play 4, and I'm just like, I can't do it. Like, it's just not the same thing.
There's just so much there to like just fuck around with. That's it.
Yeah. For me, it's like I just want it to be more wonky. I like the wonkiness of the old games.
That's the best part about it is like even on console, dude, Fallout 4, you can download mods and shit. It's the fucking best. It's fucking crazy.
I guess I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you got to think about that, dude.
Well, I don't think about shit. Okay?
My bad.
I don't get paid to think. I get paid to make fucking podcasts now.
Damn.
Just kidding. I don't get paid for.
Like, this is for me.
This episode, I actually haven't hit record at all.
Oh shit!
And we're actually barely gonna start right now. Okay. And then there's people who are beyond us.
Yeah.
Who played.
Those are usually the ones that are mad about the series.
Yeah.
The ones who play like 1 and 2, and they're like.
They played 1 and 2, and then they're like, if you played 3 and you thought it was great, guess what? Liam Neeson didn't change my mind. And then fucking Chandler from Friends in New Vegas. Yeah, okay. Try playing 2. Okay. And you're like, yeah, dude, I don't want to fucking play D&D on my TV. Right? Like, I'm just, that's not for me. But something that is a common thread through everything is one of our topics. We actually are barely getting to one of the topics that I want to cover. 53 minutes in.
We might go a little long.
This might be a long episode. Which brings us to topic number 1. Which is Fallout's special. What is your special skills? Let's go over for all the thousands of listeners out there. Thousands. Do you remember what all the special is?
I know what most of them are. There might be some that I like hesitate on or something.
So for anyone that doesn't know, if you're idiots.
Damn.
So special. It's because Fallout is a video game that exists in the world. I don't know what kind of is it. RPG?
It might be an RPG. Yeah.
Whatever. Editor, fill us in.
I'm not gonna say that nerd thing on the fucking mic.
I know, dude. It's a fucking video game that guys play, dude. It's a fucking thing that bros do. Okay. So special. It's an acronym that stands for like different like stats.
Yeah.
And it's an acronym. So special gets broken down into things. I think it's strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, aneurysms, luck. I don't remember what the A stands. I don't remember what the A stands for at all. Agility.
It was it agility, right?
Agility, yeah.
Yeah, and luck.
Yeah.
Oh.
So strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. That's what special stands for.
Yeah.
And I actually don't remember. I guess I should have looked into this more, but basically gives you like a credit of like a pool of like points.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's like 30 points, unless you want to look it up.
I don't know. I was going to. I don't know.
Go ahead, Jamie. Can you pull that up?
Take a second.
So there's like a pool of points that is given to you when the game starts, and then you allocate those points into these special points. And depending on how you allocate these points, if you make your character really one way or really another way, it kind of dictates how the rest of the game can play out.
Right.
Or your interactions with other characters and NPCs through the game. So if you make your character super intelligent but very weak, it can affect things differently. Or if you make someone really charismatic and really lucky but really low on this other thing, then it makes it all depends on kind of how you interact with the rest of the game. Do you know the pool of points?
It's everything starts with 1, and it looks like you get 28 points.
28 points.
Yeah.
To allocate to S.P.E.C.I.A.L. 7.
Right.
28 points allocated across 7 skills that can go up to 10.
Yeah. Can they only go up to 10, or do they go past 10?
No, they go up to 10.
Okay.
It's from 1. I don't know if it goes down to 0, but it definitely goes up to 10. Let's just say generally. Let's not, even if it's not 28, because 28 seems like
it's a weird number, man.
It's really low. And also I feel like we know ourselves and each other well enough to know
call
that
me out for whatever you need to call me out on.
I'm like, look, dude.
You're
You're definitely not getting high charisma stats. We'll just put that at 1.
It's gonna stay.
Okay.
It's probably gonna stay at 1 or 2.
Well,
like I have those lucky moments. Luck is definitely gonna be a little bit higher. Unfortunately,
your luck, I think, is pretty high.
Yeah.
It makes up for the. It's like the whole. It's funny because like Noel and I put our characters' stats like when we play it. That's the whole point of the game. You play it like as if it is how you live.
Right.
Essentially, like if you think you're a charismatic and well-spoken person, you would put your charisma pretty high because it dictates how you speak to other NPCs in the game.
There's questions in the game that are like asking you personally, like what would you do in this situation?
Yeah.
And that's how you play the game.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not what did the character do? It's what did you choose?
Yeah, it's because you are that character.
Yeah.
Like you're not playing as like a character in the world like GTA 5.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing as like 3 different characters.
Mm-hmm.
In these Fallout games, you're playing as yourself, and you're playing like you're essentially controlling an avatar that is you. And when you build your character, you're showcasing, well, am I strong? Like, would I consider myself someone who's like physically strong? Maybe not. And then do I consider myself someone who's very perceptive, or who can endure a lot of like physical pain,
right,
or who's really charismatic, or whatever it is? It's like you kind of make your, at least for me and for most people, I think you kind of build your character off of yourself.
Yeah.
Which is the whole point.
Yeah. At least the first time you play the game, you do.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, well, this next run, I'm gonna kill everyone.
Killing everyone.
Yeah, I'm super strong. I'm definitely doing like a John Wayne Gacy build on this next one.
Shit.
So, let's go through it.
Yeah.
Let's just say on not even 28 points. Let's just say what do you have up?
I just have the like actual like perception open so I don't forget one.
Okay.
Because I'm just gonna like throw numbers out there if anything.
Let's say out of 10, even if there's not like a point allocation.
Okay.
Let's just say from 1 or
to 10 on
0.
each one.
0 being absolutely, or no, let's just say 1, because we shouldn't be at 0 for any of these. In our 30s, we shouldn't be at 0 for any of these. But like,
yeah. Anyways,
from 1 to 10, let's start off on strength.
Strength.
General, because for Fallout, it
Maybe
would
like
be
a
like it would be your physical skills of being able to fight someone like in a fist fight.
Yeah.
And then it'd also be your capability of carrying items. It's your physical strength, so
Yeah.
your ability to fight someone, and your ability to literally carry weight. What do you think your?
I think I'd sit solidly at like a 7, honestly.
You know what we should do? We should do
The Rooster Teeth thing,
what?
where they had like I forgot who that was actually in it, but like there's 2 people in it, and they're like, well, you're gonna have to carry your entire like Fallout equip load across a map.
Oh, it was Michael and Gavin.
Was it Michael and Gavin?
Yeah, that was
you're
for
right.
immersion.
And they accidentally shoot the. Yeah, you're right. You're
Shout
right.
out to Michael and Gavin. If you guys could come on this episode on this podcast, I don't know what I would do. I'd cry. I'd cry probably. I honestly don't know if one of them reached out and they were like, "Yeah, I'd be on your podcast. If you can fly to Texas, I'd quit my job.
Go do that real quick.
Yeah, I'd quit because then I'd be like, if I could sit and interview Michael and Gavin or Gavin,
Yeah.
I'd quit and just double down and be like, this is going to be my job potentially forever. So shout out to you guys, which everyone that's listening, everyone's going to be listening to this and be like, who the fuck are you guys talking about? What I was going to say is we should give our own scales and then give what we think of the other person.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say I would say whatever it is for strength, you're going to be like a point at least above me.
Okay.
So I would put you at probably like an 8 because I would put myself at like a 6 or a 7.
Okay.
So maybe a 6 would be fine for me because I feel like I'm not like so like physically strong, but I can fight people. Yeah. So I feel like that's why I was like, okay, maybe a 6 or a 7. So if you think you're at a 7, that would put me at a 6, which I think is pretty unfair. But I would think to put you at like an 8.
Okay, I can't argue with that.
I feel like you would be like at an 8, and I'd be like at a 7. Because I feel like you could beat the shit out of me, only because you're stronger than me. But I think I'm a better fighter than you, if that makes sense. Yeah. You know?
You definitely like go for my legs, right? Like,
yeah. I definitely be like, "What's that?" And then just kick you.
Yeah, I'm with it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we're at P. So you're at 8. I'm at 7. P, that's perception.
Yeah.
And perception in the game is it helps you locate where your enemies are. Yeah. And I feel like it's the same thing in real life. Your perception of people and understanding of people. I feel like mine is very high. Yeah. I feel like we're both pretty high with it. Yeah. Like, I feel like mine's maybe like at a 9 or 10. I feel like my perception's really high with people. I think it'd be kind of the opposite. I feel like if I'm like at a 9, you'd be at an 8.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. 8.
Only because I feel like you're more like willing to give people a chance, but also like I think the only reason you're more like aware of people is because you're more paranoid than I am.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm like, no, dude, this dude's like 100% like he's cool, and you're like, I don't know if you're even cool, dude. Like, you're kind of making me kind of feel shaky right now, dude. Like,
on his side, what the fuck, dude? Oh, man.
You just brought this dude in. Now you guys are all friends. Like, that's a fucking sketch, dude. Yeah, it's kind of like it leads to paranoia.
Yeah.
So it could be detrimental. So it could be. I feel like my perception of people and like just kind of understanding things and seeing things and having like this kind of like foresight. Yeah. Looking into things and being like I feel like pretty confident in being able to predict when things are going to happen. Yeah. Like I feel really confident about that, where I feel like when I meet someone, I'm a really good judge of character
Mm-hmm.
and can kind of pick people apart really easily. And then it's not just from like, oh, I don't trust people typically anyway. It's like I usually, when I meet someone, I like trust people.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't I?
True.
But it's like when I meet someone, I can get a beat off of them really quickly, and then I go off of that. And more than most of the time, I'm right. And then with you, I think it's the same thing. I just feel like you're more paranoid about people generally.
Yeah. Like I feel like I feel like I've had more bad experiences with people than I've had good experiences.
Yeah.
So
That's fair. So it leads us into endurance.
Endurance.
Which
definitely lower than it used to be. Like,
yeah.
definitely should have stopped smoking a long time ago. You know,
Yeah.
like cigarettes definitely put a damper on my endurance.
Yeah.
But I think I'd still put myself at like a 5.
You think only a 5?
I think like a 5 or 6. Like,
Well,
I feel like I can get a lot done. I feel like I could definitely get a lot done, but I feel like I can't like do strenuous things for a long period of time anymore.
okay, that makes sense. Because like endurance, I'm thinking of like physical pain.
Okay, I get what you mean.
But I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Just being literally like being able to endure like doing like physical tasks.
Yeah.
Because I'm a fat fuck now. Not like I wasn't before, but just like getting older too. You're just kind of like when I worked at Aldi, it was like every single day it was like a workout every morning, and then it was like I was just like in better shape, and now I'm just kind of like standing for 8 hours,
Right.
but it's way different. So yeah, both of those put together, if like who do you think between the two of us has a better endurance for like generally, like as far as like being able to take on tasks or being able to endure pain?
Immediately the first thing I think of when I think of endurance is doing like marathoning. Is like running and shit like that. That's the first thing that pops into mind. And I think if it came down to like just running until we couldn't, you'd definitely probably go further than me.
I feel like that kind of feeds into the what I was gonna say is kind of the same thing, is like into like physical pain.
Yeah.
And like it's like I am such a like glutton for pain, and I think it's like so funny to like get hurt or do like it's like I'm always willing to hurt someone, even if it hurts me worse, just because it's funny. But yeah, it's like that. Like that's also why people usually don't like try to fuck with me, because it's like it's not in being like, oh, people don't fuck with me.
Right.
It's like you can do whatever you want to me, but it's like you're not going to get the satisfaction of like trying to kick my ass because I'm going to think it's funny the whole time. It's like if you hurt me, I'm going to think it's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of see it as that, where it's like if we're in an endurance competition, I'm going to push myself to the point where I'm like my body like gives out, because I'm like I'm willing to deal with like the pain and repercussions of it, because it's just at the end of the day, to me, I'm like, it's just funny.
Right.
It's funnier. But I've also seen you deal with like enduring things that I'm like, I don't know how the fuck. I think it's like when I think of endurance, I think of physical endurance, which is I think different for the two of us.
Yeah.
Versus like mental endurance, which I think is not what this is in reference to, but your capacity to endure like just bullshit, like from friends or family. Like I could not do what you do, and I think that's kind of where I get it like twisted in my head. But yeah, like the from the aspect of actual like physical endurance, if you put yourself at, what'd you say, like 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't be much higher. I'd say like 6 then. Because I feel like through a lot of this, it's going to be just like 1 point over the other.
It's gonna be flip flopping.
Apart from, there's a couple of them that I think are
okay. Yeah.
There's a couple of them. Which brings us to our next one, charisma.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah,
I think 8 or 9.
Definitely be like a 2.
I
Something like that. Like I'm just not very. I'm not good at like the whole like one-on-one thing.
I'd say
not even more than that. I don't even do well in a group environment.
you don't do well on a one with yourself one thing.
It's true.
If you're sitting and you're like looking in the mirror, you're like, I can do this, and you're like, no, you can't.
No. I look in the mirror and I go, what are you doing?
You're like, you can't do it, pussy. You're a fucking loser. And you're like, you're right, I'm a loser. And you're like, yeah, you are a loser. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Oh shit.
Yeah, like a 2.
I don't know why a 2 is so much funnier than a 1 though.
Absolutely. I want a little bit of, like I still do talk to people. Like I'm not like a shut-in, but it's like it's definitely not my like first choice,
It's just funny that's like the immediate comparison.
Yeah.
Where like, I'm not a shut-in, but like
like I talk to people. It's just like it's not my like I don't do it for enjoyment,
So this is our guest for this episode of At All Hours. Someone who doesn't like talking to anyone.
Yeah.
I feel like with charisma, I wouldn't say it's maybe not a 9. I'd say like a solid 8. I feel like my charisma.
I would have gave
really
you a 9.
high. You think so?
I would have gave you a 9.
I feel like my charisma is pretty high. I feel like I can adapt to people. I think that's what kind of sets me apart a little bit.
I think you have a really good ability on making even the people that don't like anyone like you, which is pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like even I don't know. It's the fact that like I don't know how to say it. Like you're able to talk to anyone and make them have that conversation with you in the sense of like it doesn't matter what the differences are. We're having this conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean. And it's like, I think what you're trying to say is that I'm like super cool. Yeah. I mean, the way I've always thought about it is like, which is why the whole point of like At All Hours is like to be like a chameleon host.
Yeah.
And to be able to like adapt to whoever it is that I'm like talking to. And, I always feel like I can relate to like pretty much anyone in at least like some way where it doesn't matter, even if it's like something that we don't have a lot in common, I can find something in common with you. And then more than most of the time people are like, at the very minimum, they're like, I can tolerate him.
Yeah.
Or I like him at the very minimum. And then at the complete opposite end, people are like, dude, he's like my cult leader. until they find out more about me, and they're like, I can't stand him and I don't want to ever see him again. But I'm still gonna like, I want to be in his life still because I am insane also, and he's insane. But I love him, I guess, still. So crazy.
Kind of specific, but
Yeah, whatever. Right? They're the crazy ones, not me. Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. What's next? Intelligence.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it was strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence.
I don't know. It's hard to measure that for me. You would have to give me the score for that one, because like
what I've been basing it off of, because it's like charisma in the game is the same thing as like your capacity to speak to people.
Right.
And that's what I've kind of been basing everything off of, is what the game dictates as that characteristic. So charisma in this sense, or in like this thing that we're talking about, was your capacity to be able to adapt to people and to get people to like you.
Okay.
Which is why I think my charisma was so high, because I can adapt to other people.
Right.
Intelligence in Fallout is mostly related to. I know there's more to it, but I think it's mostly related to like computers and medicine and
Right.
tech and things like that. In that sense, I'm like a 3 or 4. Like,
Shit.
I'm not tech. I've never been tech.
Damn.
Kill myself.
Hello,
I've never
hello, hello.
Just you see me deleting everything that we recorded.
Yeah.
I'm not tech savvy at all.
Okay, I get that part, but I feel like you can understand pretty well. Where if someone told you like do this thing on a computer, you'd be like, all right, I could do that thing on a computer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like the thing is I feel like if I'm giving myself like the way I would see it for the two of us, I would see myself at maybe like 4, like generously, because like what you said, like I know I could learn it.
Yeah.
But I won't go into the details of it.
Yeah. You just been
Whereas
reading those
I feel like
magazines.
yeah, exactly. Like where I feel like you would be more like a 7 or 8 with intelligence, because when I see you, like we've lived together now for years. There would be times where I'm like, I'll learn enough. Like this applies to this podcast, to my album. It was like I'll learn enough to get by to do the thing that I'm trying to do. Like if I have a goal, I'll learn enough of that thing that I need to learn to achieve that goal. Whereas even if you have a goal, you'll want to learn it and then be like, well, why does this work this way?
Yeah.
Which I don't think like that.
Okay,
So
I get what you mean.
it's like with like if you have your computer, if it's like a laptop or like cameras, it's like I got it to work, but now I want to understand why it works that way.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything like that with like technology that works like that, because the closest I could think of is music and like guitars.
Yeah.
But I'm not thinking in I'm not trying to understand it in the scope of the technological aspect of it. I'm trying to learn it from a musical aspect. Like, why does it make this sound? And it's not because I want to learn how the like guitar pedal works or how the guitar works. It's more like I want to see the relationship it has between the thing that it is and the sounds it produces.
Right.
But I don't have anything else that's like when I'm recording the music, I'm like, okay, it sounds good enough.
Right.
Whatever, I don't care. But it's like if I gave you the same thing, you're like, well, what does this do?
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
That's absolutely like, yeah, because like I really do want to like understand like, oh, if there's a switch on a pedal, especially in your aspect, I'm like, if there's a switch on a pedal, I want to know what exactly that does on every single level of the knobs.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's not the same exact thing for me, because like I'll get it to a point where I'm like it is making the thing that I want it to make, or it's making, like, if it's music, it's making the sound I want it to make. That's fine. But it's like when it comes to like computers or anything beyond that, I have no clue, and I will not learn it. I'm just not tech savvy at all, and I've never been tech savvy. Like I don't know how computers work in general. I don't know if Wi-Fi was here before we existed. I don't know how scientists harnessed it. I don't know if they just saw that there was Wi-Fi, like, I don't know what Bluetooth is. I don't know if they just saw, like, I don't know how hybrid cars work. I don't know how helicopters work, magnets. I don't know how any of that shit works. And I just kind of accepted it as, like, absolute truth.
They work.
I need this shit to stick to my fridge, bro. And it's like, it's sticking.
Good enough.
Good enough for me. And that's why I think like my like intelligence, as far as like everything that can be ever covered, I feel like is going to be like a 4. And I would put yours, whatever my score is, yours would have to be like doubled. So if you think that you're like at a 6, mine's at a like whatever half of 6 is.
Yeah, I get it. Let's do that. 6, and then whatever's half of 6.
I was like so confidently talking right now where I was like if you were at a 6, I'd be at a 2. And then right before I said 2, I was like, that's not half of 6. And I was like, it's definitely lower than whatever it is that I'm giving myself too much credit. I would put you at like an 8. Okay. Because like when you get like a new piece of technology, it's the same thing, not even with like technology. It could be something like an instrument. Mm-hmm. And you'll get it and you're like, I want to figure it out. Where it's like for me, it's like it's like the thing we watched earlier where it was like having like the gifted brain where you're just like, I don't understand it immediately and I don't care now because it's gay and stupid. Which most of the time, honestly, it is gay and stupid. Yeah. But like, it's like it's hard for me to understand, and I just don't have the patience for it, and I don't seek the knowledge for it. Whereas you have the patience to continue to like learn from it, and I think that's kind of what like separates us. And also that's what makes you like, I feel like it also adds up. 8, 4, you know, dude, those are halves. I can do fractions. 6 and 2 is half of 6. Moving on to
agility.
Rough for both of us.
I try to do like stretches and shit and like do all that shit for like my growing age. I'm still not very agile, dude. Still not working.
I've known you for the better part of 2 decades. I don't think you've ever been very agile.
Yeah, I played football and shit too. That's the worst part. Like, fuck, man.
That's the reason. That was your whole downfall.
That was the downfall.
It was the beginning of the end. Well, okay. What is the agility aspect? I actually don't remember.
In the game?
Yeah, in game. Do you remember? Or can you look it up?
I think agility is like VATS, right? VATS and
Ooh. Agility determines the number of action points available. Editor, cut that out. Don't ever bring that up again or I'll fucking dox you. I'll send out my own address.
Sick, dude.
The editor. The number of action points available for use in VATS. And it can be raised by perks and some items. The holster reload time is modified in percentage by 10. Okay, so your agility is your ability to reload, which, I mean, we don't shoot people that often, but not anymore anyway. And then VATS. So I would say realistically, like in like VATS in real life is your like focus, right? Because that's the whole thing in like if you were comparing what VATS is to like a real thing, it would be like you're focusing in on something and concentrating, like your capacity to, well, what the kids might say, lock in.
Damn.
Your capacity to suddenly lock in out of nowhere. I feel like if I could speak first on it.
Yeah.
I feel like we're both pretty good on it. I feel like if either we're equal or you might be a little higher. Maybe like if we could do like a 0.5 or like a 4 point over. Yeah. I feel like you might be either.
I would have said even.
I would have said even, or that you were like a little over.
Yeah.
One of the main reasons, because I guess maybe it would have been different like 5 years ago. You would have definitely been like a point or two higher than me because I was always on drugs. But because like,
they were the good ones though. They make your perception and agility higher.
The thing is, it's like it makes my perception higher, but it makes it like to like a 12 or 13.
It's too high.
Yeah, you're like, I'm seeing shit that's not there anymore now. it's like
gnarly,
you're seeing, yeah, it's like the 7-Eleven story, the one during the trip.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's like that I didn't see any of that happening, and you're like, you need a pit, which I won't talk about it anymore because that's going to be for a future project, which if anyone that's interested in like, why don't you do video episodes of this? Keep complaining about it, and maybe I will, but it's not gonna happen anytime soon. Maybe in season 2 or 3. But that's a story that like I'll talk about in the future, and that's the reason why I feel like it would have brought me down to like a point lower than you. But I think generally we're pretty equal on like our capacity to focus and like our it's like kind of like perception.
Yeah.
But it's like your sudden awareness of things and your reaction. Like your reaction time, I think, is a big part of it.
Right.
Reaction time, and then your ability to like focus. And I feel like both of us have that. Like it's pretty instilled in both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have pretty good reaction times, and then our capacity to like focus suddenly, and in that same sense, like our ability to react to things as it's happening, but our ability to also like focus on one thing as it's happening, I think are both pretty high. I think maybe like a 7 or 8.
Yeah, what is it around there?
Right?
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. Agility, luck. You start. What do you think your luck is at? Do you think we should say our own luck at the same time? Like I'll count it down.
I don't know, man.
Well, I'll say what I think my luck is at, and then you say what your luck is at.
Okay.
Just think about it for a sec, okay? Let's just let it marinate. Let's just let it cook, okay? Editor, put some thinking music. Damn.
I don't know, man. Like
Noel, shut the fuck up. I'm thinking. What is my luck at?
Talking over the thinking music, sorry.
No, you can talk. You can talk.
Thanks, man.
I'm trying to like look off, and I just see the Wheel of Fortune achievement.
Getting familiar. You haven't solved 10 puzzles yet, dude.
I could be getting 50 gamer score right now.
You've only solved 7 puzzles.
It's insane. I feel like my luck's pretty good. I feel like it's so easy to be like my luck's low.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think I feel like our numbers are going to be different, not by a lot.
Okay. Let's say it at the same time. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, and then shoot.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 7.
6.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say 8, but I was like, no, I don't think it's that good. But I wouldn't expect yours to be lower than mine.
Mm-hmm.
But if it is, it makes sense that it's not by much.
Yeah.
Like if you were like 2, I'd be like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
Cry me a fucking river. Hey, dude.
Yeah. No, I didn't think that at all. I just thought like definitely like I don't think ours are gonna match, but I thought ours were gonna be pretty close. So
that makes sense, especially because like, were you kind of like thinking the same way that I was thinking? Where I was like, I think maybe like, what did you think at all? Like maybe I'll say 7, but like realistically, I think 6. Because I thought with like 8, I was like, I'm gonna say 8, and I was like, I don't think it's an 8 though. Like I think I'm lying to myself now at this point.
You want to really know?
What?
I went. It's probably like a 2, and I went, and then I went. No, I got some good luck. Like I should probably bump it up to like a 7 or something like that. And then I went to 6 because I was like, that's stupid. 7's too high. It's too pretty of a number. 6 is a dirty number. You know? Like,
6 is a little slutty number. 6, yeah. 6 puts out. You know what I mean? 6 definitely is giving me dirty looks across the bar. You know, 6 is looking at me and is like, everyone else is like, we've ever been with 6. And I was like, well, I'm new in town. I ain't never been with 6, but she's looking at me like she wants to be with a 10 right now. You know what I mean? Anyway, editor, cut that
Man.
That's kind of what I thought, because it's like it's so easy to get into the thought process of just being I've been through so much, or
Yeah.
it's like this and that, but it's like when you like sit down and you look at, it's like you have to really put it in perspective, because you look at where you're at now compared to where you were,
Right.
and it's like, yeah, you can always sulk in misery and just be like, everything that happened to me was because I'm so unlucky, and I'm so miserable. And that's one of the things that I've always loved about like how you perceive things,
Mm-hmm.
is like you're always so aware of yeah, I'm like a total, like I'm like a black cat, like I'm total bad luck,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still here now, like I've survived this far, so clearly my luck's not as bad as I think it is, even though I can separate myself and think like, yeah, like I have bad luck, but even I can look at myself and think like, well, your luck is not that bad.
Yeah.
Because if it was that bad, you've seen what bad luck gets you. And it's like you've been around enough people to see people with those kind of luck builds.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, like I know what low luck looks like. And now that I'm looking at myself, I couldn't be too generous with it, because I know it could be better, but I know it could be a hell of a lot fucking worse.
Oh, 100%, man.
Yeah. So I feel like that's a really fair like comparison, like especially because like you could see like it's like being really neutral, but just being like, you know what, I'm not at a 5. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing better than a 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I'm not at the midway point. I'm definitely doing better than I thought I could be. Could be better, but it could be way worse, and it could be better just by a little bit, and it's way fucking better.
Yeah.
But it's like there's a long hole to fall down to, you know?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like we have it's pretty crazy to think about. We have pretty similar builds, which is I guess not that crazy.
Except for the charisma part.
Yeah.
Definitely polar opposites when it comes to that shit.
Yeah, I think that was that the only one that we were like way off of?
Yeah.
No, it was intelligence too.
Yeah.
Intelligence.
Okay, yeah.
It was charisma, intelligence.
Damn.
Which I mean makes
Was
sense.
it worth it, you know?
Like, put that thing down and flip it and reverse it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that makes sense though, because like everything else is like, I mean, we essentially grew up together.
Yeah.
So a lot of our personalities the same, but it's like there are very split differences in our personalities, and I think comparing those like stats to what the game dictates is those like are those things.
Right.
I feel like it makes sense. Because
Yeah.
like the way charisma is like how you interact with NPCs, and the fact that I see everyone as an NPC, and you know it fits. But then it's like intelligence, where it's like your capacity to understand things and learn from them, and genuinely like build your own intelligence and learn from an item. And I'm like, I don't do that because this is gay and it doesn't work. And you're like, dude, you didn't even figure it out. And I was like, well, you're gay and you don't work either. And you know, it makes a lot of sense. So it turns out, who cares?
Who cares?
Isn't that crazy?
End of the day, who fucking cares?
Yeah. At the end of the day, we're going to die in the Mojave.
Ooh.
Regardless. If you're gonna be in the wasteland, where would you prefer to die?
Ooh.
In America, obviously. The other countries are rotten now, and they haven't even been attacked by nukes.
We're almost there. No, we're not. Whatever.
Hopefully, that'd be cool. Where in
I don't
America
know.
do you think you would want to be?
Novak's pretty cool with the little dinosaur, like wherever that's at. Is that like in Morongo Valley? Is that in California? I know we have that dinosaur that's right there in like Morongo Valley.
I don't know.
Huh.
I guess we need to
Look into that.
Jamie, can you pull that up?
But yeah, like that'd be pretty cool with the little dinosaur.
Little Novak.
Sleep with all the little dinosaurs inside of there because they
Yeah.
don't sell their
The
toys.
thousands of dinosaurs. I feel like I would, if there's gonna be like a end of the world kind of nuke, I think I would want to like hole up somewhere flat.
Okay.
You know, maybe like I'd go to like Wyoming. somewhere just where I could like hole up, or like Colorado maybe I could hole up somewhere high.
Absolutely. I didn't know we were talking about that part though. Like I thought you were talking about Fallout.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm saying, like, if everything just falls apart.
Yeah, you're right. It'd be like in Wyoming or whatever you said.
Do you think what if the whole world is Fallout?
The whole world is Fallout.
Yeah, did you ever think about that?
Yeah, I think about that every once in a while, you know.
So where are you gonna live, Noel?
I had a conversation with Oscar recently about where I thought about like running away to when I was like younger, and it was like because I had always joked with him, be like, I'm gonna leave you a burner phone with like saying my last goodbyes, and you're never gonna see me again.
Yeah,
and like that was actually something like I thought about doing, and the first place that I was going to like try to get to was Minnesota, just because no one ever thinks about Minnesota, but it's up there being all pretty and shit.
it's true. And shout out to all the fans in Minnesota right now.
Yeah.
I feel like if I were to, I don't know. I feel like I couldn't like really escape to somewhere and be like, it's not like a place that people are gonna check for me, because I'd be like, I'm just gonna go to the place I want to go, and everyone's gonna be like, it's the first place we're gonna check.
Is that the first place you would have checked, Minnesota, for me?
For you? No. I'd be like, he's gone. He's gone.
Wrong person to ask.
Like,
first day's like, he knows where he went. He's gone. Whatever.
yeah, you'd go to the store and I'm like, he's gone forever. I won't look for you or text you. Like, he's gone. Crazy. Like, there's times where like I get up and I'm like, it's like a Saturday, and I get up and I come out here and I'm like, yeah, I see your car's not here. I'm like, Noel took off. Noel's gone for like he decided this is the day. He didn't even leave the burner phone behind.
There's always a burner phone, trust me.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I'm like, damn, he really did it. And then you come home, I don't know, within 10 minutes of me being awake, and then you're like, what's up, man? I'm like, I didn't know you'd go back. You're like, dude,
I brought Becker's burritos.
Dude, like, I brought pork rinds from fucking 7-Eleven right now, and a Gatorade, dude. Like, you look like you're going through it right now. Yeah, I just always assume that's gonna happen, but I guess not anytime soon. Hopefully, I guess it's not
until I get my shit straight. But that's
just a theory. All right, thank you guys for joining us on this episode of At All Hours. Thanks, Noel, for coming on.
No problem, man.
I always love talking to you, and it's so fun to be able to talk to you. And I also love that we can talk and, talk old stories, but also discover new things about each other, even though we've been friends for so long. So I always appreciate that. But yeah, I know I really appreciate that you went all out of your way to come all the way here to come and record with me, dude. So it's like 4:30.
4:07.
Yeah, it's 4 a.m. Let's finish getting fucked up and we can party the rest of the night. Okay, bye.